of the program. The application, the call for application is out. It's runs between for the month of October, from October 1st to October 31st. So if you are in any program, either a master program, a PhD program, or a postdoctoral program, it is advisable for you to join. And I promise you, once you're done with the program, you won't remain the same. So now it's why we are here. So like I said, this is the second special webinar series that is being hosted by Images, and the program anchoring today's special webinar series is ASEPIN. ASEPIN is Africa's Circular Economy Research and Policy Network. This network has brought together researchers, scholars, policy makers. It's a network of scholars, researchers, policy makers that are more focused on how would I put it, on circular economy. We are focused on research and policy in regard to circular economy in Africa. So this network is the one hosting or collaborating with Images in coming about today's webinar series. So if you have any question, if you have any comments, please feel free to drop your comment or question in the chat box, or when it's time for Q&A, you can actually ask your questions. So on behalf of the president and the host of this series, I welcome everybody. He said he will be absent for this, so I welcome everybody on his behalf. So to why we are here, the theme for this webinar is psychology of green habits. That's the sub-theme, the psychology of green habits. So like I said, ASEPIN is a network that promotes circular economy in Africa. We promote sustainable consumption and production system, so which is crucial in achieving sustainability. So the question is, what drives individual and organization to adopt a more circular behavior? Why do we need to adopt circular behavior? Because in our day-to-day activities, we have to involve circularity in what we do. For example, let's use in terms of energy. Everybody try to use to switch off their powers once they're leaving the house, to make sure that every light and everything is off before going to bed and all that. Why do we do that? In terms of waste management, why do we have to adopt circularity in our daily activities? That is the reason why we are here for this webinar series. So today we'll be exploring the psychology behind green habits and how we can design more effective interventions to promote sustainable consumption and production pattern. So our guest speaker is an expert in this field. This is what she does in her daily life, or this is her area of expertise. So she will be able to give us more knowledge on why we have to incorporate circularity in our daily life. So before I move forward, let me give a brief introduction on who our guest speaker is. Our guest speaker, which is Mrs. Bisola Aminat Uthman. She is the lead community manager at Ecobata, where she drives user engagement and strengthens partnership and builds innovative sustainability program that empowers community to take climate action. With a background in literature and a strong passion for storytelling, She combines creativity and strategy to inspire change and make sustainability relatable. Mrs. Aminat is a customer experience professional and advocate for youth-led environmental solutions. She believes in the power of collaboration and storytelling to transform how people with recycling, climate justice, and social impact. So I'm so sure most of us have heard of Ecobacter. Ecobacter is the first company in Africa to invent and come up with a reverse vending machine. So the reverse vending machine is is like an ATM where you just put in your plastic and you get cash in return. So with all humility, please join me in welcoming Mrs. Aminat Bisola Utman. Mrs. Bisola. Mrs. Bisola, over to you. Hello, Mrs. Bisola. Are you there?
I think she has
Okay.
an issue with her network, so she should be joining soon.
Okay, I guess she'll be joining us soon. Okay. Okay, while we are waiting for her to join us, can okay, over to us. Please let's feel free. Let's discuss until when she gets here. Please feel free to drop your questions and comments in the chat box. Okay, I guess she's here now. Mrs. Bisola, please over to you. Can you hear me? Okay. While we wait for her, please, um, can anybody just
Hello, good
tell me?
afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon. Okay, good afternoon. We can hear you. Guess it's just serious network issues. Okay, so while we wait for her to join, can oh, she's saying the network is logging her out. Okay, can anybody just tell me what they understand by green habits? Let's start with that.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, we can. Yes, we can hear you.
Apologies. I don't know if this is my network or I think it's not general, it's just me. Apologies. I'm here now. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
It's such a pleasure to be here. My name is Bisola Aminat Usman, and I currently serve as the lead community manager at Ecobata. We are a social enterprise committed to building a circular economy through recycling, environmental education, and community-driven sustainability initiatives. Thank you for having me here. I must have missed the question you asked, so please fill me in. Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay, I said I must have missed the question. I believe you asked a question.
Oh, okay. Before you joined, I was trying to ask people to explain what green habit is.
Okay. Um, do I get to respond?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay. So, green habits. What do you understand by green habits? Let's start with what we call green habits, right? These are small, consistent behaviors that protect the environment. For example, we have recycling, reducing waste, conserving energy, and reusing of materials. But forming this habit doesn't just happen because people know it is good. It happens when awareness. It happens when awareness, motivation, and convenience meet. And at Bata, we've seen that once people experience a tangible benefit, whether emotional, social, or financial, they are more likely to stay committed to eco-friendly habits. So, for example, um, when we first introduced our reverse vending machine, which we'll still talk about, many users participated out of curiosity or because they could earn small rewards. And over time, they started identifying as recyclers. They began to feel proud of contributing. That's the psychology of habit, formation in action, right? So, green habits are just those small, consistent behavior that we do on a daily basis that will make an habit that is really, really motivating.
We can hear you, Mrs. Bisola. Yeah, I'm thinking the network is logging her out. Okay. She said, um, oh, I've been speaking since and I never knew I muted myself. Okay. Seems okay, she's back.
Yes, I think the network is in for me today in particular. Hello?
Okay, we can hear you, Mrs. We can hear you.
Okay, okay. I don't know if you heard anything I said about the green habit, or we should just proceed.
Okay, you can give a recap on that.
Okay, okay. So basically, green habits is any consistent action or behavior that helps reduce harm to the environment and also supports sustainability. It's about making small conscious choices every day, like for us, sorting your waste, reusing items instead of throwing them away, recycling, switching off your lights as little as that. And over time, this small act becomes automatic, just like brushing your teeth, and that's when they turn into habits. So in essence, green habit is a sustainable behavior that has become part of your daily lifestyle rather than something you only do when it is convenient. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yes, so I did the recap here.
Okay. Okay, so okay, Ma, you can continue with the presentation.
Okay. All right. So yes, the psychology of sustainability. But before all of that, I would like to talk about Ecobata in general. Um, like I said earlier, we are a sustainability company, and at Ecobata, we since our launch, Ecobata has grown to over 11,000 active users across Nigeria, with consistent recycling activity in 5 major cities in Nigeria. And for like every month, we recover around 20,000 kilograms of recyclable material. And across our social media platforms, presently we reach more than 200,000 people, inspiring environmental awareness and behavior change. Over the years, we've had the privilege to collaborate with organizations like NIDO, FIBRA, the Federal Ministry of Environment, State Management Authority, and NESRA. Collectively, our community has recovered over 1 million kilograms of waste, and that's equivalent to more than 100 million plastic bottles diverted from the environment. But what we find inspiring is not just the numbers, it is the people. We have students, households, community ambassadors, and from what we do, we've seen how a simple act of recycling can evolve into a sense of identity and ownership. And this is where, psychology becomes important. People don't act sustainably because it is logical. Actually, they act when it feels emotionally rewarding and socially acceptable, right? For instance, cognitive biases make people underestimate long-term environmental risk. But then they respond quickly to short-term personal rewards like cashback or recognition. And that's what we do at Ecobata with our reward system. Identity also plays a huge role. At Ecobata, we call our users Eco Champs because, you know, language and labels matter. When someone starts seeing themselves as an Eco Champ, recycling stops being a tax. It becomes part of who they are, and then that is where the habit forms. So real changes happen when sustainability moves from being an activity to being part of our self-concept. To talk about the reality now, we have, because as expiring as this sounds, the work is not easy, right? One of the major challenges we face is the perception of recycling as a low-level job. Having to make people understand and see waste as value as being one of the difficult things to do because many people still see waste management as something only the poor or the uneducated should do. This perception affects policy attention, even public interest. But with our RVM, which is we call it the ATM for plastic and cans. With the invention of the RVM, we built the West Africa's first ever ATM for waste, enabling poor households to use waste for essential payments. Now we tokenize your waste using the machine. And with our RVMs, we are changing that narrative, showing that recycling can be smart, it can be digital, and it can be dignified. So when people see clean automated machines and receive constant instant cashback, they begin to view waste differently and not just as debt anymore, but as value. Well, another challenge is the lack of incentive. People see this stress in having to pack up all these recyclables, and at the end of the day, they would not get a tangible reward. So it's difficult for people to stay motivated. But our incentive system gives users cashback for their recyclables, and we are constantly innovating to add more value to waste. We have, which is why we have different category of users. From the individuals that we can take as low as 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kg thereabouts, to commercials where we now get over 100 kg and more, and then to vendors where we can now uh, get more than 300 kg bi-weekly or even more. So this incentive system is categorized under this set of users that we have. So basically, yes. So from all we do at Ecovata, we are promoting green habits, and to do that, we have simplified access. We've made recycling convenient and visible, and we've also created social proof. People do what they see others doing. If through our social media platform, we've seen people reposting on our ideas and all of that, and seeing that it has really grown, our people's attention towards recycling and the benefits that come with it, and also the reward efforts. People now, we make people feel that their contribution matters. At EcoVata, we also have ambassadorship program, which has also helped with this. When people see their peers recycling and any recognition, it encourages others to act. The truth is, people are more likely to change when they feel seen, when they feel valued, and when they are part of something bigger, which is what we'll keep doing. So we get, if not everyone, which is our target, everyone to understand the benefits of this. And to truly go beyond the beans, we must start by understanding people, their emotions, the motivation behind it, and their daily reality. Behavior change doesn't begin by telling people what to do, actually. It happens by helping them see why it matters to them personally, the benefit of this. And at Ecobata, we've seen first and that when sustainability is convenient, when it's rewarding, and when it's identity driven, green habits become part of their lifestyle and it's not just an obligation. So yes, when people start seeing waste not as a burden but as value, we create not just green habits, but we create a green culture and we are in on it. So yes, basically that is what EcoBata does presently. We cover 5 cities like I mentioned earlier, and out of we have Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Akure, and Kano, and we are open to partner collectors outside this state. As a matter of fact, the target is 36 states and even outside Nigeria. So yes, we are hoping to collaborations in and out. So yes, for now, this is what we as a company under the green habits and promoting green habits. This is what I have to say for now. But we're hoping to questions and then yes, and we really hope that everyone takes it as a general habit, a day-to-day activity, something that now becomes a part of everyone. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Bisola. Thank you very much for your presentation. Please, if you have any question, please let's signify by using the reaction icon. Okay, let's signify by using the reaction icon. And lest I forget, please, after the end of this webinar, certificates would be issued to participants. So please kindly drop your name, how you want it to be written on the certificate, your email or your WhatsApp number. Thank you very much. So please, if you have any question, let's make use of the reaction icon. So I have a question, Mrs. Aminat. You said people feel sustainability or having a green habit is logical. It's not logical rather, but it is probably when they say an incentive or a reward attached to it. That's when we involve ourselves in having a green habit. So why is this so? Like um adopting green habits is something that is beneficial to everyone. But why does it have to be that until when a reward is attached to it, that's when we find ourselves doing it?
Okay, thank you. That's a very interesting question. And honestly, we'll keep asking ourselves that every now and then. But the truth is, most people know sustainability makes sense. Logically, yes, it makes sense. We all understand that protecting the environment is important, right? But logic alone does not drive behavior. We need to understand that it doesn't. Human beings are naturally motivated by emotions and rewards. It's not just reason. Maybe some. When something feels rewarding, right? Whether through money, recognition, or a sense of pride, it activates a part of the brain that reinforces that action, right? And so when people recycle and get an instant cashback or see their name recognized publicly, it feels good. I will feel good. And that feeling encourages them to do it again. And at Ecobata, we've seen that clearly. The moment we introduce incentives and participation rates increase significantly. And aside that, we also view and see the stress that comes with this. And it's only, it's only right that, we appreciate that stress that they need to go through because personally in our homes we do it too. Having to, drink a sachet of water and then think to put it in a particular, bag for the purpose of recycling when you can just trash it and, don't have to do that. It's really stressful. We need to be sincere about that, you know. But sustainability becomes more powerful when it connects both the head and the heart together when people see not just the environmental logic, think about it, yes, but also the personal benefits of doing good. So yes, it's just like that.
Okay, so for us to have a green habit, we need to connect both our head and our hearts to adopt circularity. Please, do we have questions from the participants? Any question from the participants or comments? Okay, there's none in the chat box for now.
Yeah, if I may. So
Okay,
I
so
don't know if somebody also added it in the chat box about the possibility of. So I think it would be good if we can have better. I know I've heard of Eco Bata before, but I think this would be a good opportunity to have a better knowledge of what or how we can engage better with Eco Bata. I know there are some people who would like to also engage better with them because they are doing great work actually. So and she mentioned that they are in some states and not in some other states. So how are we able to get in touch with them to say, "Okay, we want to partner, we want you to be part of us, or we want to be part of whatever it is you're doing, that kind of thing." So, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Femi, I didn't really get. Okay, did you get the question, Mrs. Aminat?
It wasn't it's more like how to contact Ecobata in in situations where they want to collaborate and all of that. If I get it correctly though. So maybe I'll still want him to correct me if I'm wrong.
You are right.
Okay, so yes, our social media handle is just the name Ecobata, and I'm going to still drop a number, which is like our customer experience number. You can reach the number for collaboration, partnership, inquiries, questions, anything at all, and I will be the one to attend to you directly. So yes, there's I'm also I think also you were asking for like slides because you said somebody already sent something on the comment section. So yes, I've been trying to send the slides to the host and I don't know it keeps loading and loading. But then I believe with the email I can maybe make a request. I don't know if it's possible that the slides be sent to everyone attending this webinar. If that's okay.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Tajuddin Ogunkule, you raised your hand. Mr. Tajuddin, yes, Mr. Hello, Mr. Tajuddin. Okay, no longer there. Okay, I have another question.
Okay.
So, okay, is it possible to, we are open for collaboration with images so that we can probably have one of these RVM in UI or Ibadan per se? Because this would
Mm,
actually be a very good thing to have in University of Ibadan.
yeah.
Or,
It's
or
even going
probably
to be
after
it's
this we
going to be
after
nice
this we
to
can
have it.
actually talk. We can actually discuss after the webinar if you don't want to send it in here.
Please let me say it and relieve myself. But
Okay.
yes, it would be lovely to have the machines everywhere. The idea is to have everybody eco conscious. So yes, it would be lovely to have this machine everywhere. But then it's important for me to note that the machine goes for 5 million naira, and installation and what do you call logistics goes for like 1 million naira with options. So it comes with a fee, and I don't know what if you are still interested now.
Okay, there's a question from Mr. Olaiwola. So he said, traveling on our major roads, you see load of trucks carrying empty plastic. It's to have designated points to compact those plastics before they are moved around. Okay, is a comment. That's where we have a similar loads being carried around and lesser trucks on the road. Okay. Okay, okay, I think I can answer that. I think, okay, I've been to the operation yard of Ecobacter in Abuja, and I know they have what's this? They have a machine that compresses plastic. I think I'm right, Mrs. Aminat. They have a debaler or compressor that can compact plastic into a lesser volume. So I guess the way we have movements would actually be probably because most of all these people that buy plastics, based on my knowledge, I feel we have most of them in Lagos or probably outside the country. So anywhere you might be seeing trucks carrying empty plastics like that, it's probably they're conveying it from one state to Lagos. Because I know of someone here in Abuja that builds them, and yes, it's until when he has a buyer, that's when you see him send his plastics to the buyer. So it's, am I right, Mrs. Aminat? Should have more knowledge with the little knowledge I do about that.
So basically, when you see that they're actually going off to sell it to off takers, we also do the same. And those because we buy in smaller quantities. When we have them all in bulk too, we also send them out to our off takers to sell, especially say PET. Because personally at Ecovata, we are peculiar with the use of pure water sachet nylons and single-use plastic nylon because we personally upcycle them into bags, clothes, shoes, and the rest. So for the ones that we do not upcycle, which is like the PET, after we do the baling, of course, we send them out to our off pickers. We sell them out to them, of course, and they would also transform it into some even transform it into fiber that you have in your pillows and all of that. So I think if you have if you have them in small bits in every recycling hub, at a point in time you still have to see them on the road to be transported to off takers to get the money out of it or to get the value of an upcycled product, the finished product out of it. So yes, that's why most of this are happening.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Olaide Olusegun said you would like to know more about the organization. Okay, you can check their social media, and I'm sure they're on Instagram. If you have an Instagram account, you can check them there on Ecobata.
Mm.
Um,
But just
am I
so
right?
to give yes, just so to give a little rundown, I must have said a few earlier, just so to give a little rundown of how we operate. So it's simple. We operate both ways. That's for locations that we cover, which is doorstep pickup, and we also do drop off. Drop off are where you find these our RVM machines, and that is where you can take your material to. Only what you have is PETs and cans. So basically, what we do is you sign up on our EcoVata app. You download the app EcoVata, and when you do, you sign up, you register the address and everything in such a way that it will be easy for us to locate you. So when you do that, you click on the button that says new pickup. And when you click on that, we get a message to say that you want us to come and pick up your recyclables. And what are these recyclables? We take PET, metal, aluminum can, paper, carton, pure water sachet nylon, single use, your shopping mall nylons. We take them, even your electronic waste, say your bad toaster, your bad oven, batteries, we take all of them. So when you make this request, we have a calendar for different states. And for Abuja, for example, we do bi-weekly. So if we pick up from you today, we'll be back again in another 2 weeks. So if you miss today, we'll be back again in another 2 weeks to make up for it or to reschedule you, right? And when we do that, when you're scheduled on a particular day, like today, we're at your place, we'll definitely give you a call. When we get to your place, we come with a scale. We're going to weigh your material. So we advise that you sort them separately. So when you have PET, it should be separate. When you have metal, when you have pure water sachet nylon, you don't mix them together. When we come to you, we weigh them separately and we record them. Within the next 12 hours from the pickup to 24 hours, you get this money paid into your EcoBata app, where you can now, withdraw it into your bank account, or let's say you recharge or you buy data or you pay for electrical bill. All these activities can be done, on our EcoBata app. And that's it. You just become an eco champ, as easy as that. So for locations, we do not pick up directly, because say even that we pick up in Lagos, for example, we don't cover everywhere in Lagos. For example, we cover say Bega, but we don't cover places like Ikeja, Lekki, Aja. But then we have partner collectors who are into this business. We partner with them, and then when we have pickup, we come into an agreement as to when they can do the pickup, which is their own calendar. And the same process goes to every other people. When we receive this request, we send to them. They do the same process, and then they get this record sent to us, and then we pay this user. So we have different prices for different recyclables, but you can give us 3, 4, 5 different recyclables in one request. So basically, that is what EcoVata does. We tokenize this waste and make you see the value in them. So generally, that is how our operation system is at EcoBata. If that answers a bit of how and what we do at EcoBata, please let me know. And also, you can check us on Instagram. We have the calendars, we have our videos, we even have videos as to what you can recycle and what you can't. So you can check on them, and then you can reach out to us, and we'll definitely answer more questions if you have them. Yeah.
Okay, there's another question. What is the relationship of your company with Babambolas? That's the waste pickers for scavengers.
So we call them vendors. Those are the rich boys. We don't call them Babambola here. So like I said earlier, we have different categories of users: the individual, the corporate, and the vendors. Most of our vendors are these people you call Babambola, because they generate it in high volume. So the relationship we have with them is when you see them packed up on the streets, when you see them in little bits and chopped up like that, they bring to us, and then we buy from them at a higher rate. So the relationship is having to even empower them in such a way that we have them in our yard here. They even basically stay in this yard. It's the relationship with them is such business, and we don't see them as a babbler. Yes, we see them as our vendors, our high paid, high rated, user.
Okay, someone is asking if they can get a lecture material, or probably you presented this slide for this.
Okay, that's the pitch deck. Everything is in the pitch deck I want to send to you, but I don't know if I send it to you, they will get it, right? They can get it in their mails, right?
Yes.
Okay, can work on that after this webinar. I will just send everything that they need to know in slides also, and then you can help me forward it to them.
Okay, thank you very
Yeah.
much. Okay, so one last question. So what's regarding policies, in what aspects can policy come in having a green habit? Because is it until when they impose a ban or levy or anything, that's when we individuals can actually start incorporating green habits?
I think thank you for that question. I think even presently there is a law about waste management and all of that, and we don't even pay attention to it. But yes, I think if there should be like a fine, maybe in every corners where you don't get to trash. I believe in even some places you should have such policy where you can't even drop your bottled water on the ground and then you get fined for even something that can buy you 10 bags of it. I think if that policy can be seriously, enforced and watched, because it's not just about enforcing the policy now, it's about even actually working on it and seeing that it is being, followed. So yes, if such policy can work and can be enforced, it's we are going to definitely adopt green habits whether we like it or not. Because yeah, sorry. Because that even also gives us environmental education, and it brings awareness to people, and then people now tend to ask the question, why are we even doing this? And the moment you start to look for the reason why they are making us do this, you get to see the importance of what you are doing. So yes, if policies like fine, like maybe radio stations, we get to hear these things every now and then from your when you're going to work, the radio station is saying something about recycling. We make it a thing that people can run away from. Probably you see a banner on the road and you're finding anything something to do about recycling or green habits in general. People will take it serious and see that yes, this is something aside the incentives that come with it. If other, we can generalize these incentives also. People would really see the importance of it. So yes, if some policies can be strictly followed or can be strictly, you know, said to be embarked on, yes, it would really go a long way.
Oh, okay. So, okay, finally from Mr. Olaiwola, he said, "Has your company adopted any pack as your contribution?"
Hello? I didn't get that. You said as Ecobata adopted any.
Okay. Has your company adopted?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Hmm.
Has your company adopted any pack as a contribution to the environment?
Can you hear the question, Mrs. Aminat?
I'm trying to read it from the comment section. It was mute. Everywhere was silent.
Okay.
So please, now I can hear you very well. Just kindly read it out for me, please.
Has your company adopted any pack as your contribution to the environment?
Okay. Yes, most definitely. I mentioned that we upcycle single plastic nylon and pure water sachets um, to make bags and what have you, clothes, shoes. So empowerment, we've been able to use that means to empower women. We've also developed and supported the production of several upcycled and reusable items from these materials as part of our own, one of those things that we've done as environmental contribution. We've worked with local artisans to turn recovered plastic into reusable household things now. You have bags, tote bags. We have tote bags now, reusable ones, and we've actively promote sustainable packaging, especially among our partner businesses. Encouraging the use of reusable and recyclable packs, phones, and all of that. Internally, we've also even adopted a paperless communication system. So yes, our contribution isn't only about removing this waste from the environment, but also we are reimagining how materials can be used and redesigned to reduce, dependence on new productions. So yes, we're doing our part. Empowerment, women, the REP program, which is the our program for this upcycled products, they have been really really empowered. We've had success stories from them, and we've been able to grow them in ways that, of course, it's also a very good contribution from our own end. from trainings and involvement. So yes, we've really done our part, and we're still doing it. It doesn't stop. We are always going to be in the process anyhow and everyhow.
Okay, thank you for that. So how do you ensure that vendors operating within residential estates adhere to established security policies and upload a safe, disturbance-free environment for residents? That's a question from Mr. Oluwashe.
Okay, so our vendors do come to us. I don't know if that should be directed to partner collectors, but however, to be a partner with us, either vendor or partner collectors, you get to sign, an agreement because we put this into consideration. So yes, we get to sign, and then we get to put this into an agreement of all the things that can, put all the residents in good hands. Because even having their addresses and all and sharing it is something that is risky. But we put into consideration all of that, and there's a policy and agreement that you need to sign. We do thorough checks before we put you out there to meet with other people on our behalf.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. Do we have any question again from anybody? Okay, in the absence of none. So a quick takeaway from having a psychology of green habits is the way we are aware or we are cautious that we should put off our gas cooker when we are done, or we should switch to energy saving bulbs, and we should also switch off our lights whenever. We can actually do the same with our waste by trying to actually sort them at source, give those that are recyclables to the recyclers, and making sure we can also make use of our food waste as organic waste for those of us that have little gardens at the back of our house. And we should not make it an habit until that we have a reward. We have a reward on green habits before we can start making use of that. Before we can start adopting a secular behavior in our daily activities, we should try and make use of reusable bottles, make use of paper bags, so that's because it's really funny or how people are aware that okay, once they litter the streets, it rains, their drainages gets clogged. They still they are still aware of the how do I put it, how people are aware of the danger in doing the opposite of having a green habit, and they still tend to be doing all those activities. It's really, really funny, and it baffles me sometimes because you're aware that okay, this has a danger to the environment, and we keep doing it. It's really, really wrong. So we should try and preach and tell people around us to adopt green habits in our daily activities. So let me share my screen. So regarding food waste, for those of us that have food waste and you have a little garden where you can actually just put that in the soil for manure. We having another webinar next week, Wednesday, which sorry. Okay, can we all see my screen?
Yes, you can see.
Okay. So we'll be having another webinar, which is being hosted by Images, of course. The webinar is being anchored by household empowerment and livelihood productivity systems. So they would talk more on how our food waste or how all this can help us in our household gardening. like almost all of us, as some of us, not almost all of us, because I don't have any garden. Okay, some of us, some of us have gardens in our house. So I would advise you join next week Wednesday, same time, to actually learn more from the household gardening, a sustainable approach to food security. And also, like I said before, ASAPIN is a network of scholars, researchers, policy makers. So every year, ASAPIN holds a conference called the Secularity Africa Conference. This year we had our conference in Benin Republic, where researchers, scholars, we all came together, and it was actually fun. So next year we'll be having another Secularity Africa Conference in the month of May. So please be on the lookout on our social media handles for more information on when the submission of abstracts be out. So if you have any research or any work that you want to make a presentation, or you want to present, or you want to share with scholars and researchers, please be on the lookout before the end of this year, obviously, if I'm right, for the flyer for call for application and submission of abstracts. So that will be all for this webinar. I want to say thank you for Mrs. Aminat for adhering to our call to be our guest speaker for this webinar. And I want to say thank you to every participant also. Thank you, and see you next week.
Please, before we go, can we just put on our video? We want to do a screenshot
for
for participants, please.
Okay, yes, before we go, please, we want to do a screenshot so we can have a picture of this webinar. So please, let's put on our video. So,
Okay.
Femi, are you ready?
Working on it. Are we good? Hold on, please. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We are good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. To Mr. Olaiwola, I guess some people still waste food nowadays, but hopefully we pray. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining, and have a lovely day. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mayowa, well done.
Thank you, Ma.
Well done.
What is it? Thank you. Thank you.
Morire, thank you.
Miss Muyiwa, well done.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Madam Donna,
Same here.